Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Posii if you are new here. In today's video we're going to be talking about overcoming your negative thoughts, changing your negative thinking patterns. I'm going to be giving tips that have worked for me and that I think could work for you if you're trying to just generally change your negative mindsets. And yeah, without wasting much time, let's get into these tips. Please subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. It's that cute button beside my name. Please hit subscribe. It is absolutely free and I would genuinely appreciate if you do subscribe. Anyways, I'm going to start giving tips that I think will work for you, and yeah, let's get into this. All right, so the first tip I have here is to recognize your negative thoughts. To be able to fix a problem, to be able to get a solution to a problem, you definitely have to be able to identify what the problem is. You definitely have to get to the nitty-gritty of it. You have to be able to understand where it's coming from before you can fix it, and that is one thing I'm very big on. And the first point here is to recognize negative thoughts. So you want to become more self-aware when you're saying things to yourself. You want to become more aware of your internal thoughts, of your internal dialogue, what that little voice in your head is saying. You want to be very aware, and these are the things you want to control, because you can control what the negative dialogue says. Sometimes it comes right, sometimes it tells you, okay, this is what it is, this is not what it is, but you have the ability, you actually do have, you're actually able to tell yourself to stop it and be like, hey, no, that is of the devil, I am of God, and these are the thoughts I choose to have. I choose not to have negative thoughts. And then you want to switch these thoughts. So if you're telling yourself what the voice in your head is saying, oh, you're a failure, or you're never going to be successful at this, you can tell yourself failure is a stepping stone to success. I'm not going, even if I fail at this, it has given me a learning opportunity to be better when I do this some other time. The next tip is to challenge these negative thoughts, as I have said. So you want to reframe these negative thoughts. You want to look for an alternate perspective. You want to replace these negative thoughts with positive thoughts. So you want to tell yourself, the thoughts, the voice is saying, oh, you're not going to be successful. Yes, I am going to be successful, and even if I fail, I'm definitely, that means this is not for me, and then I'm going to have to find my path. I am going to be successful at this. So you want to challenge these negative thoughts. My third tip is to be very mindful. I definitely know and believe in the power of the tongue, so as often as I can, I really try to be mindful of what I say and mindful of how I act. So I do not like to act broke. I do not like to say that I don't have money. Sometimes I may be going through the worst, like there may be zilch in my account, but you're not going to hear me announce it. I'm always going to say God is going to provide, because he definitely will provide. Okay, you want to fight these negative thoughts. You want to tell yourself, no, I'm not going to sit down and actually listen to negativity. Okay, you want to be mindful. You want to actually be very aware of what you say and what you do. You don't want to confess bad things to yourself just because of the situation you find yourself in. You don't want to say bad stuff to yourself just because you don't want to act negative just because of a situation you find yourself in. So definitely do try to be more self-aware. Try to be more mindful of your actions, of your thoughts. Very important, because these are the issues that chart the course of your life. The Bible says, guard your tongue with all diligence, because out of it are the issues of life. So when you say I'm broke, when you say I'm gonna fail at this, when you say I'm not good at this, when you say, oh, I'm bad at this, you're gonna be bad at it, because out of it comes the issues of your life. So as small as this little piece of muscle is, or organ, it controls your entire being, and you want to be very careful when it comes to issues like that. My next tip is to journal. So look for prompts on Pinterest, go on the internet, search for journaling prompts, and when you journal, journaling gives you an insight on what goes on in your head. Now, a lot goes on in our heads, especially as teenagers, and especially, I'm so sorry about the background voice. A lot goes on in our head, especially as teenagers, especially as, you know, general human beings going through life. You want as best as you can to be able to see where your thoughts process. You want to be able to see and understand your thought process. A lot could be going on in your head, and when you do these things like called brain dumping, you're just writing everything that goes on in your head. After a while, you're going to be able to see a pattern in the thoughts that you have. You're going to be able to recognize these thoughts. You're going to be able to recognize that there is a pattern in my thoughts. So every day, am I saying something negative about myself? Every day, am I proclaiming positivity? Every day, why am I always saying, why am I always looking for something I'm not good at? You're going to recognize the pattern, and this will help you to be able to challenge these thoughts that bother you. So always say positive affirmations. Always speak good. Like, you have no idea, even if you cannot see it in the present, like, do your best to always say that everything is going according to plan, everything is working according to God's will for you, everything is coming together for your good. Everything God has created aligns, they come together, they work for your good, they align for the purpose with which God has created you. Lines are falling to you in pleasant places. Men and women fall upon themselves to favor you. Grace abides in you. Grace finds you. The Lord's grace and mercy follows you. Always say good things to yourself, okay? I am rich. I am smart. I am an A student. I'm the best at what I do. I have people coming to seek my knowledge because I am good at what I do. Learn to, when you task your mind with these positive affirmations, it is very, and I repeat, very, very difficult for your mind to actually be able to find, in a way, let's say your mind wants to be here, it will be very difficult for your mind to actually find negative affirmations. Okay, when you task your mind with positive sayings, eventually these sayings register into your subconscious, and you don't know anything but positivity anymore. You don't know anything but positivity. Yes, that was correct. You just always want to speak, but even when you smell or see or sight something negative, you're like, no, that's not right, and you want to correct it that fast. And that is why I love affirmations. So the next tip I have is gratitude. Gratitude can help to shift your perspective, and it can help you to focus on the more positive aspects of life, and which can also help to counteract negative thoughts. So basically, if you do think of how you can walk, you can breathe, you can eat on your own without assistance, and how there are actually people who pay to have this easy daily task you do, which, you know, may feel mundane or may feel boring, like there are things you do every day. I mean, you breathe every day, right? Your heart beats every day, you can blink every day, and there are actually people who pay to be able to have these benefits that you do for free. When you realize that your situation could be much more worse, and there are people who are craving to be in the situation where you are, you tend to counteract this negative thoughts and think like, I could be in a worse situation, but I'm here now, and I'm trusting that it gets better from here because I have God on my side, because everything works together for my good. The next tip is to seek support. So talk to a therapist, talk to a friend if you do not have money for therapy. If you're like me, talk to a therapist, talk to your pastor, talk to a coach, a counselor that could help you overcome these negative thinking patterns. They can help you, like they would actually follow up with you, right? How do you feel today? How are you doing today? Things like this, right? And working one-on-one, working closely with a therapist, working closely with a partner, working closely with a coach or a counselor can help you to reduce the negative thinking patterns. My next and last tip is to show yourself compassion. Actually care for yourself the way you care for others, right? Be kind to yourself, be compassionate towards yourself. How eat well, tell yourself you're doing well for the stage you are, and if you are meant to be in a better place, you will be in a better place. Stop always trying to bring yourself down and talk yourself down. People can actually be very, very negative to themselves and be like, oh no, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. If only I had. Ditch the if only I had. Ditch the shoulda, woulda, coulda. You're exactly where you are supposed to be, and if you are not supposed to be here, there will be a push, there will be a shift that will take you to where you're supposed to be. Do not choose to like beat yourself for the mistakes you feel you may have made in the past, or for the things you feel like you can do better, because again, it could be worse, but you're where you are now. You're not dead, and as long as there's life, there is hope. All right guys, so with this point, I hope I've been able to convince you that to change your negative thinking patterns, and that it could actually be worse, but you're where you are now, and that can only mean that it gets better from here. It would not get worse, okay? And with that being said, I hope you took 1 or 2 tips away from this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below, and I will be sure to see you in my next video.